Hello everyone, it's Old Guardian here. In this video, I'm going to look at the best Hearthstone decks to climb to Legend in September 2019. This is now the fairly established post-nerfs meta, and it's actually pretty wide open still. I'm really positively surprised by how the nerfs have made so many decks viable, and how there are still decks that are rising up and coming up, and I think we're going to see a lot of decks that are going to be at least somewhat viable. On the other hand, some decks tend to be just a little bit better than others, and looking at statistics, I have been able to identify the 8 top decks to climb. And coming in at number 8 is Quest Shaman. This might be a bit of a surprise because Quest Shaman is one of the most popular decks on the ladder at the moment, and it has some quite good results as well, so clearly it's not a bad deck. You complete the Shaman quest, your battle cries are going to be doubled, then you just pow pow, Wasp dealing 6 damage and Life Drinkers dealing 6 and healing you for 6, and Giggling Inventor summoning 4 taunt minions with Divine Shield. This deck can do some really crazy stuff. The most successful current Quest Shaman build uses 2 copies of Earthshock, so we're already seeing that influence of Priest, because Quest Shaman kind of has a big target in its back. Combo Priest is back in the meta largely because it wrecks Quest Shaman. There are also a bunch of other decks that are doing fairly well against this archetype. So while the archetype is very popular and it's in general pretty strong, it is getting targeted a little bit, it's getting targeted a little bit more, and that's why it's not the top recommendation for a climb, because the higher you get, the more you're going to be targeted. This particular build tries to fight back a little bit with this double Earthshock inclusion. And it's a fine deck, but it's not the best possible choice for climbing. Coming in at number 7 is Murloc Shaman. Murloc Shaman is nowhere near as popular as Quest Shaman, but Murloc Shaman has 2 big advantages over Quest Shaman. And those big advantages are its matchups against Combo Priest and Quest Druid. Who would have guessed that against a deck that doesn't do anything for a few turns, and against a deck that lost the extra arms really big snowball but still has to have a board, just filling up your board with Murlocs can be a fairly effective strategy. While Murloc Shaman has a bit more of a glaring weakness against Aggro Warrior that Quest Shaman doesn't share, it completely flips the matchup against Combo Priest from heavily unfavored to a favored one compared to Quest Shaman. And that's why Murloc Shaman can be a nice surprise tool to use for a climb. One of its downsides is that it's not that great actually against Quest Shaman itself. So if Quest Shaman remains popular despite being targeted, then Murloc Shaman is not one of those decks that is targeting the Quest Shaman. Coming in at number 6 is my wild card for the current meta, and that's the Quest Hunter. Quest Hunter has been rising in statistics over the past days. I played this deck myself, and I can really attest that this actually won a lot more than I thought it would. So yeah, this looks like it's legit, it's a real thing. It's a real thing in a world where there's shamans, there's druids, there's zoo warlocks. It can really challenge them well. Its problem is that it's not that great against Combo Priest, and Combo Priest is also really popular. So it depends a bit on the matchups you're going to get. And I also think that the lists are going to be more refined. I don't think this list is the best possible list yet, but this is a popular list and I played this exact build myself and it really works. I expect the archetype to be fine-tuned more and become even better in the near future. Coming in at number 5 is Quest Druid. Quest Druid is a phenomenal deck. It can deliver so much value, so much pressure, and after the quest is completed it has insane tempo. But the problem with this deck is, what about before the quest is completed? Before the quest is completed, heavy aggression, Combo Priest, these sorts of decks that just kill you before you get to your quest, then they are a big problem for Quest Druid. Its ability to challenge Aggro Warriors, its ability to challenge Quest Shamans makes it a pretty good choice, but the more aggro you're facing, the weaker Quest Druid becomes. Coming in at number 4 is Combo Priest. Combo Priest is actually currently the most popular deck on rank 1. It increases in popularity from rank 5 to rank 1, and on rank 5 it's already around 20% of the meta. So clearly Combo Priest is very capable of climbing. And it's a huge part of the meta, especially because it's so good against Quest Shaman, it's so good against Quest Druid. Its weaker matchups, some mage decks, Control Warrior, aren't nearly that common right now, so Combo Priest is a very strong alternative to climb. The problem with Combo Priest though is that once you hit that rank 1, rank 2, you're going to start to play a lot of mirrors. And the Combo Priest mirrors are not a very fun experience, I have to say. The majority of them are decided in the first 3 to 4 turns, so one player just gets the board, snowballs, the other player loses the board and dies. There are limited ways of making a comeback, but if you don't happen to hit exactly those psycho bombs or really sweet pyromancer turns or something, then you just won't be making a comeback. And that's why I rate it only as number 4, because the amount of mirrors is right now very high. And you'd rather play something that counters Combo Priest than play Combo Priest yourself in order to climb optimally. Speaking of something that counters Combo Priest, Aggro Warrior is a good one. Aggro Warrior has good matchups against Quest Druid, Quest Shaman, Combo Priest. That ticks a lot of boxes. Aggro Warrior, very powerful deck. Its downside is that its matchup against Control Warrior is abysmal. And if other people are thinking, okay, I'm going to counter the meta by playing Control Warrior, and you bring Aggro Warrior, then you're going to be in for some bad times. Statistically, right now you shouldn't be facing many Control Warriors, so Aggro Warrior should be a very quick way to legend. But that Control Warrior matchup is one of the weakest in the current meta game. Coming in at number 2 is another deck that can counter Combo Priest, the Highlander Hunter. A bit more of a soft counter really, it doesn't completely counter it, but it's still favored. And it's also strong against Control Warrior, it's strong against Quest Shaman, and what's really nice about Highlander Hunter is that it doesn't have any really terrible matchups. It has a bunch of matchups that are like in the 45-50% range, but those are still doable. It doesn't have hard counters that would just completely obliterate it. So if you like a real player's deck where the matchups are fairly even, you don't have matchups where you completely dominate, but you also don't have matchups where you get crushed and your plays can affect your result a lot, then Highlander Hunter can be a good choice for climbing. And coming in at number 1 is Control Warrior. The meta is fairly aggressive. There's Aggro Warriors, there's Combo Priests, there's 2 Warlocks, there's Quest Shaman. And what do you do when the meta is aggressive and board swarming and you just want to kill everyone and everything? Then you play Control Warrior, because Control Warrior does exactly that. It just wipes all of those threats away and waits until the opponent concedes. It has some weaknesses, Highlander Hunters, Quest Druids, but neither of those is really popular right now. They are present of course, but neither is an auto loss. And they are also not the most popular decks right now, so Control Warrior, still an awesome deck. That is the current state of climbing the legend. Quest Shaman, Combo Priest are really popular, so looking for decks that can counter those decks and looking for decks that counter some of the counters to those decks are keys to being ahead of the curve and hitting that legend rank.
Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the show, please click the like button and subscribe to my channel for more.